Are you guys noobs at geometry defense? Well, no fear, because the dangler is here, and in this area right here, I will be ranking every single tower, well, mostly every single tower, and I'm gonna be telling you, as a noob, which tower you should get, and both pros and cons of each tower. Starting off strong, we have the jet base. The jet base is a relatively cheap tower, costing around 600 G coins in the shop, and it's definitely a tower of old time. See, usually, if you're a noob, you don't have star charm, meaning you can't place it down on the first wave, but that's not a problem, because you can place it down on the next wave, assuming you're playing solo. But the jet base is usually not made for like heavy DPS. It's meant to chip down enemies so other towers can finish the enemy off or shape. And especially in playing quads, duos, or whatever, jet base can be a huge help to your defense. And if you're playing modes like RNG later on, yeah, jet base could be a viable option most of the time. So that's why I think jet base is definitely buy it if you have the extra coins. Don't buy it immediately because other towers will outrank the jet base later on. But jet base, if you have the extra cash, buy it. And especially if you're playing with friends, get it. Going on to the pistol tier. Pistol tier is definitely a good tower, and I would say buy it, but there's a few things to consider. Usually, when you use the pistol tier, you just want to place down a single tower, go farm, and that's what you can do with the pistol tier. Unlike other towers on this list, pistol tier is 250, meaning you can place one pistol tier and one geo farm, which we'll talk about later, the geo farm. So if you want to do that, get the pistol tier. The pistol tier can hold on its own for a second, but one thing about it is that it struggles on bosses a lot, and you have to invest a lot more than other towers to actually kill the bosses. So you would need to invest around 5,000 to kill the wave 10 boss, and that's if you have the cash and you farm properly. And if you're just relying on wave bonuses, the pistol tier won't get that far because it has a minimum or maximum DPS of 20 at max level, and without support towers or charms it will remain at 20. So the pistol tier is like a option, but I don't recommend it over other towers. But if you're looking to get as much money as you can in the early game, get the pistol tier. And it's really cheap in shop anyways, that you can make it up in like 2 or 3 games. And assuming if you're winning, you can make it up in 1 game. Swordsman is definitely a chip down tower. It's not the best in terms of mid game, late game, especially on bosses, but the earlier bosses and earlier waves, it definitely shreds. So let's not sugarcoat it. I would say definitely buy the Swordsman. It's really great. It has great cost efficiency. Its DPS is good, having a maximum DPS of 55, I think. So yeah, I would definitely get it, especially with charms. I would definitely use this tower in multiplayer. See, one person can place down a pistol tier or marine, while you can place down swordsman, not only making your games faster, but also allowing your other teammates to do something else, like farm or something. We'll go over the farm later, of course. But yeah, swordsman is definitely a good tower, and I would say, like I said before, I would get it. I would get it, especially if you have friends. Let's establish something real quick. Trapper is like the best tower in the game right now. It's the best safety net, it's the best cost efficiency, and it's really busted with charms if game modes allow charms. But yeah, Trapper's really good. Buy Trapper. Yeah, especially in multiplayer. In solo, it's great. Yeah, it is great. Okay, it's cost efficient, so it's relevant everywhere except for Xenos Realm and also maybe Neon mode. But you're a new player, don't worry about those yet. Yes, buy the Trapper. Trapper, especially with friends, is really good. And if you don't have friends, wow, that sucks. But still, Trapper, buy Trapper. It's really good, especially for the normal and insane. Best safety net, best cost efficiency, and if you're struggling with money, use a Trapper. Alright guys, no more jokes, no more playing around. I've been just kind of giving my own opinion on these recent towers, but this is just logically, mathematically, just the best tower to get as a new player. 500 G coins, it's the Marine. Marine is not only good in the early and mid game, basing it off of normal mode, but also is really cost efficient, helps out other towers. It's just overall a great tower. It's not the best at early game, but it can get it done. It's not the best at mid game, but it can get it done. It's not the best at bosses, but it can get it done. Not the final bosses, obviously. Anything up to wave 20, Marine can handle, probably. I think it can go up to wave 19, 20. But yeah, Marine, definitely a tower of all time. Buy it. Machinist, buy it with Machinist. Machinist is the best support tower and kind of the only relevant one if you're a new player. But yeah, all jokes aside, no like, oh yeah, this is truly a tower of all time. Buy the Marine. Marine is the best tower right now. Best grinding tower, best tower, tower. tower. Okay, thank you. Alright guys, there's a few towers we need to talk about. It is the ship gunner and medic. Medic sucks, don't get it. Even in multiplayer, its niches are very useless, and you'll see why later on as you level up. Ship gunner, here's a pro tip. Use these codes on screen, and especially use Dangler 5K. That's my own special code for making the trailer instead of them paying me Robux. But yeah, there you go. Use those codes. Buy the marine and buy the geo farm. We're going to geo farm next segment. But yeah, don't get the medic. Shape gunner is literally free. So yeah, and if you don't want to use the codes, just use shape gunner, lose grind, and boom. So yeah, that's why we didn't talk about those. Medics is just useless and shape gunner is free. This is a tutorial about what you should buy and not what you get for free. And alright guys, let's get in the game for this segment, the Geo Farm. I really don't know how I'm supposed to record this, because it sits still, it has no animation, there is no gameplay here, so here's some economy gameplay. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Geo Farm, I would say it's a buy. Like I said in the previous segment, buy Marine, Geo Farm, easy, deadly, horrible, I mean really good combo. And if you want some more advice, go Marine, Geo Farm, and Trapper, and also Machinist, and that will get you pretty far. And definitely go for the Ray Blaster later on, but that's just my own thoughts about this. But yeah, Geo Farm, Marine, Trapper, then Machinist Machinist later on, and then Ray Blaster. Then you should be able to solo normal mode, and you can step up to harder game modes. And with that, thanks for watching guys, catch you in the next video, and farming's very good.